Hey guys, today I'm doing a flip through of this Strathmore Mixed Media 500 series cotton sketchbook. It's 100% cotton, but it is mixed media paper, so it's more so like hot press watercolor paper. It's about 7.5 by 9.5, almost 10. The cover does get really banged up. If you guys can see all the so it depends, if you're the type of person that if that bothers you or not. Here's the inside, the Strathmore 500 series. So just wanted to do a quick flip through because I did finish it last night actually. So let me move it here so that I can open it up. And it's a little bit out of order because what I tend to do is I put more experimental and swatching type of stuff into the back. So some of the stuff in the back is newer and some of the stuff in the front is older. This was a watercolor piece, and then I went in with Derwent drawing pencils and put in the background. Or actually, this might be something else, a different type of, but it's with the Kuretake Art Nouveau watercolors. More Kuretake Art Nouveau watercolors, just some loose florals. And I did put this translucent sort of tracing paper. It's very lightweight, so it doesn't, take up too much space or add too much bulk. So these are mixed media. It's gouache, mostly Holbein gouache, and colored pencils. The reason I have to use these when I do go in with pencil in later stages, I'm pressing pretty hard sometimes. So if I don't do that, a lot of it would transfer. You can kind of see it, some black on here. So that's a couple girls. Watercolor piece, and then a mixed media abstract piece. That's when I was doing my abstracts in the smaller sketchbook as well. Another abstract piece. This is all pencils, and this is mostly gouache with some colored pencils on top. More pencils, and this is kind of a gouache illustration from a book I was reading. There's like a person going into the forest. Actually, now I wanted to skip ahead and find, well, I did mark it, but okay, here. I had spread a bunch of acrylic gouache around, and I was gonna do another abstract piece on top of the spread out gouache, but then I didn't feel like doing more abstracts. I wanted to do faces again. So I went in and did these two faces on top of the spread out paint, and I allowed some of it to show through and some of it I covered up to make it look more like a face. And then I really enjoyed that, so I decided to go back to doing faces. That's kind of what I did with the rest of the sketchbook, which was pretty nice because then it ended up being more uniform. After I did those, then I went on to doing these faces. And here I'm using neocolors. You can see the lines. And then gouache on top, and then pencil on top. So most of these pieces are going to be starting with neocolor and then ending up with colored pencils. And there's really not much to say about it. I was just kind of having fun with using various colors and not worrying too much about, making them realistic. Just using colors to express feelings and then combining it with their expressions. Between the colors and the expressions, I think each one captures a different kind of emotion. And I just love how colorful this sketchbook came out. I was enjoying the process of drawing the girls and the faces. It was really kind of relaxing and meditative. And then I was also enjoying the outcomes. I really wasn't getting tired of doing them because I kind of liked both the process and the outcome felt satisfying. And each one does express a different emotion. This one, I was not feeling so hot that day, so you can kind of, I think, I wasn't trying to capture it, it just captures it on its own, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not trying to capture any certain emotion when I paint them, I just kind of paint them. But then when I look at them, it feels like it does capture how I was feeling that day. And the other thing I was doing was trying to do one face a day. None of them are very elaborate or take up a ton of time. They're not like finished paintings. Sometimes I wouldn't even 100% finish them, like I could definitely keep going, but if I was out of time for that day, then I was out of time. So they're all a little bit sort of looser and more abstract because of that. because I did limit the time I allowed myself to play with them. So I was doing these stylized sort of noses, and then I decided to try the more kind of a little bit more rendered, realistic sort of noses. Let me know which one you guys prefer. Do you prefer the stylized noses or these more realistic noses that I started doing a little bit later on? I don't know if the camera is capturing the colors very well, so all of these will be on my Instagram at some point. So using neocolors and then white gouache, mostly colored pencils on top for details and to strengthen the shadows and whatnot. These backgrounds were done with the Kuretake Art Nouveau watercolors, both of these backgrounds. And can I just say how great this paper is? There's watercolor, there's pencil where I go in pretty hard sometimes, especially for the blacks of the eyes and the shadows. It does not damage the other side of the paper whatsoever. With this sketchbook, the Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook, you can use both sides with mixed media and it holds up really, really well. I will say that every night I would put something heavy on top of the book to sort of squish it down because the page does get a little wrinkled because I use a lot of water with the neocolors or with the watercolors and the gouache. Like I use a lot of water, so the page gets a little bit wrinkled, but if you put something heavy down on top of it, then it holds up pretty well and flattens out a bit for the next morning. This girl we painted together on camera. I have a video. The video before this one was actually the full process of doing this girl from start to finish, and I don't think I did too much afterwards. So basically on video you see it go from blank page to this finished piece. I'll link it down below in the description if you guys are curious to see how I was making all these girls. And I've gotten feedback that it was pretty easy to follow along, so if you guys wanted to try one of these, you can definitely watch the video and follow along as well. All you need is, you know, some pencils, some paint, and then you can follow along, even if you don't have neocolors. Yeah, so let me know. Do you like the abstract noses, or do you guys like the rendered noses? I'm curious to hear what you guys think, because I like both, but it's definitely a different vibe for both. And I just love pairing all the, you know, there's so many color combinations, and it's just really fun picking out colors and, you know, kind of just going whatever fits your mood in the moment. There's like no right or wrong type of thing. And this was the last one I did. I did this one last night, which was 9/5. 9/6 I'm shooting the video, and then 9/7 I think I'll be able to publish it after I do a little bit of editing, and it usually takes a while to upload, so I think it will probably get published tomorrow on Saturday, 9/6 or 9/7. And then that's it. That was the last one. So everything else in the rest of the book was done before. So this was done a little bit earlier on at some point, loose floral watercolors. And I like how this one came out because I did it wet on wet layer first, and then I went in with a drier layer on top to create some harder edges here and there. Like this flower, I like how it came out, and this flower, I like how it came out. And this girl, I drew first with micron, and then I went in and did watercolors. And both of these are Sennelier watercolors. These two girls I already showed you. Another abstract piece, and this page was supposed to be another abstract piece like that, but I just wasn't in the mood and wasn't quite feeling it. More loose florals, just experimenting really with watercolors and trying to see how they like flow and blend, and I didn't really have a whole plan in mind for any of this. Swatching, all of this swatching was done on camera with like various videos. This is me trying Tijana Draws, at Tijana Draws I tried one of, like, it's not one of her paintings, but it's in her style. And I just wanted to try going in without pre-drawing and doing it kind of the way she does it. Another loose floral. Some more swatching from various, this is YouTube swatching. This is from June 10th. This is when I got the oil sticks. And this is all from when I did the neocolor video. I have a neocolor video up of how to use neocolors with various other materials and do mixed media with them. And then this was also YouTube swatching from April 2023 when I got watercolors and when I got the sketchbook, I think. So that's it. I mean, I hope you guys liked it. This is a sticker clearly from Jamaica, just a sticker I bought when I was there, and I like that sticker. So again, you guys can really see, you see how the sketchbook gets, the cover gets. So if you don't like that, do not get the soft cover sketchbook. Let me know what you guys think of my sketchbook, and if you like this flip through, what you think of the noses. Particularly, I'm curious about that. Thank you so much for joining me and watching, and as always, I look forward to hearing your feedback and comments. Have a good weekend. Bye.